Good afternoon, everyone. Molly O'Brien here. Welcome to Go Local Live from the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. Happy Valentine's Day. We are welcoming our friends from Mystic Aquarium. We have Josh Davis, Eric Fox, we have Blue Red and Blue Purple. Our friends from Mystic Aquarium, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
So a very special gift from Mystic Aquarium are these two penguins visiting us, and you said penguins mate for life. Just one of the fun facts that you have for us.
Absolutely, yes. African penguins will mate for life, and both of these penguins both have mates back home at the aquarium waiting for them.
Oh, so you guys are celebrating Valentine's Day away from your significant others. So you're both penguin trainers, and you have a lot of fun facts for us, so we'll talk about that. But one of the great things about Mystic Aquarium is that you work for conservation, education, and really doing research. And one of the great things you have, and one of the great things you do, is work with animals like this. So tell me a little bit about how you even get to that point, being maybe a penguin trainer.
Yeah, I think Eric can speak to that very well.
Absolutely. So it's really important to not only go to school, but also to gain hands-on experience so that you can get involved in the field. So both of us share a similar story. We both attended UConn to get that background in education, but then we both found ourselves interning at Mystic Aquarium to get that hands-on approach and really learn what it takes to take care of animals just like these ones. And then afterwards, we followed the track to become trainers at the aquarium too.
That's so fascinating. And we were just talking back there saying, you know, every day must be a lot better when you have a penguin in your office.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the education aspect. And Mystic is so fantastic about that. And winter break is coming up for a lot of students out there. And you have some really good programs coming up next week.
Absolutely. Starting Saturday is going to be our Sunsation event. So if you're looking for a staycation with sort of a tropical feel, you can come into the aquarium. We're going to have an authentic steel drum band playing music to make you feel like you're in the Caribbean.
Especially with all the snow out there.
Absolutely, yeah. It'll be a great way to kind of feel like you're escaping. We have our tropical fish exhibits. You can jump over to our Exploration Wild exhibit and see our brand new frogs exhibit with some really cool exotic species of frogs. And we're going to have divers in the tank that you can take selfies with, and even professional hula dancers teaching you how to hula.
What? That's great.
Yeah.
And that just comes with admission to
It's
the aquarium?
included with admission next week to the 26th, I believe.
That's fantastic. And so you can come see these penguins, but these are South African penguins. So let's talk a little bit about them and what.
They're a warm weather species of penguin. They're the only penguin found in the continent of Africa. They're found in South Africa and Namibia. And they are an endangered species. And both my Eric have both been lucky enough to go to South Africa and work with them. But Eric actually just got back a month and a half ago, and he can talk to you about some of the work he did.
Yeah, so what was that like? You went and you helped these animals. What was it like to know that you have 33 of these at Mystic? What was it like to go to South Africa and be able to help this animal that's endangered?
Yeah, it was an incredibly rewarding experience, taking the skills that we have by working so closely with these animals every day, actually getting to travel down to South Africa to help the ones in their native populations. It was a great experience for us, taking care of all of the penguins that come into a facility down there. We're partnered with a place called SANCOB, which is one of the main rehabilitation networks for the African penguin.
And I think some people might think, I'm just going to the aquarium, I'm just going to look at fish, or I'm just going to look at penguins, or maybe the whale Juno. Yeah. But a lot of things that you do help with conservation, like this. So when people go to the aquarium, they spend the money. It helps with programs like sending you to South Africa to help work with endangered species. So you were telling me you worked with 100 baby chicks and helped get them out. So tell me a little bit about that kind of work.
Absolutely. So we try to send staff down right around the same time that many of the chicks get abandoned by their parents in South Africa. Mainly due to climate change and not being able to catch enough fish resources, they leave their chicks behind. So SANCOB will scoop up all of those chicks and bring them back to their facility to raise them. So while I was there this past December, they had over 400 abandoned chicks. So
400, wow.
400, yeah. It was a very busy day every day while we were down there. We helped to take care of those chicks. We helped to feed them not only fish, but special fish milkshakes for the chicks to be able to grow.
Oh, delicious.
And then we also make sure we're taking proper care of them. Sometimes they have other treatments going on while they're there. And then once they're of an age and a size where they can go fend for themselves, we bring them out to the beaches in South Africa to release them. And in just the 2-week span I was there, we released over 100 of those chicks. So it was a really rewarding and incredible experience.
That must be, yes, so rewarding to be able to get those out and help further the population that, like you said, is endangered.
Absolutely.
And people at home can help by, not going to South Africa, but by enjoying an amazing dinner that you guys have coming up at the aquarium. Let's talk a little bit about the South African wine dinner.
Yes, on Saturday, February 18th, it's the South African Wine Night. It is $69.95 per adult. You have to be 21 years or older to go, because each course of the meal is paired with an exotic South African wine. And I've been lucky enough to attend in the past, and I can tell you it's very worth it. There's a sommelier there to talk about all the different wines and where they come from in South Africa. The courses are delicious, and they're also authentic South African cuisine. And we even brought some dessert for you to sample today.
Let's show this. This looks delicious. I know, and Josh and Kate were back there, and they're like, "Are those penguin snacks?" So I don't think you would digest this. You could try though. Yeah, here, try it. So these are desserts.
Yeah, this is called melkert. So this is a traditional custard with banana in a pastry shell. And that's actually my favorite part.
Yeah, this looks delicious. I'll definitely be sampling one of these, but we're not going to let you two sample this. That would not be good. So will the penguins be at this event, or are they going to be swimming in?
Absolutely. Like you said earlier, we're always trying to educate the public. So as they come in and enjoy the South African part of culture through cuisine, we're also going to have South African penguins there for cocktail hour. So they can come up and see two of our very special penguins and learn about them, the work that we've done with them, and how they themselves can help even in this part of the world.
That's amazing. And you do a lot of events like this, outreach, education, where people get to come and be with penguins up close. It's a pretty unique experience.
It's amazing. And Eric's actually been working to develop one of our first educational outreach programs. So you can even talk a little bit about that, as it is brand new and pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited to start sharing some of the information that we have about penguins and how we can really help them in their native environments with different schools. So we're offering many different programs, some where we can web chat with those classrooms.
Oh, neat.
So they can see maybe our backup area or maybe the exhibit, something related to how we take care of our penguins at Mystic. But we're also starting a new traveling program where we can bring penguins to schools, similar to how we brought our penguins today. We're able to share the information we have about how we can help them in their native environments, all the work that we get to do, but also inspire those kids to really go out and make changes in their lives too to help the African penguin.
Yeah, so what are some changes that people can do? Because I would think something as simple as maybe going to the aquarium can help. Or
Absolutely.
What are some things that people can do?
Absolutely. So of course, visiting the aquarium, the funds help to sponsor our trips to South Africa and all the other really important work we're a part of. But also there's just small lifestyle changes everyone can make too. Things like making sure not to litter, or reducing our dependence on oil by taking shorter showers or turning the lights off when you're not using them. So sometimes it just comes to looking at your own life and figuring very small changes we could all make, and that could really make a difference for animals like penguins and all the other ones that really need our help.
And our Penguin Encounter program is one of the best ways to come in and learn specifically about African penguins. And we highlight all of the ways you can help that Eric just mentioned, but we also talk about how they specifically help endangered animals like the African penguin.
I like looking at you guys. So anytime I could come up close and visit one of you, I think would be phenomenal. Let's talk a little bit about the penguins themselves. I'm going to scoot a little closer here, so make sure people can see me. So we were talking a little bit about, I love looking at their beak, and you're telling me it's made the same material from a fingernail.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's all keratin. So their beaks are constantly growing. You can see blue-red here has a little bit of a longer hook than blue-purple, but each of them has a little hook at the end of their beak that allows them to catch fish. And that's how they're able to catch fish in the ocean. But those beaks are, again, made of the same material as our fingernails, so they're all unique. They all have different lines and striations. Some of our penguins have bigger beaks than others, as that keratin continues to grow at a little bit of a faster pace. So again, it's a unique characteristic to each penguin.
How much do they eat? I would think it might be expensive to feed the penguins and feed the whales and feed the fish at the aquarium.
It's all restaurant quality, sustainably caught seafood.
Really? Sustainable. That's good to know.
Absolutely. Yep. We practice what we preach at Mystic Aquarium. So it is all sustainably caught seafood, and it comes from the same places that restaurants would get fish to feed humans. And it depends on each penguin. They're self-regulators. They eat as much as they need every day. We simply record what they're getting to eat, and they sort of establish their own eating habits. But through keeping track and keeping careful records, we're able to know what each penguin's individual eating habits are, and it's one of the many ways that we track their health.
So are some of them is blue-red pickier than blue-purple, or some of them pickier than other? Like, I like this kind of fish.
I think she's the pickier one.
Maybe a little bit.
So what do they eat? Do they eat shrimp? Do they eat carp? Do they eat, what do they eat? I don't know.
Capelin, herring, and squid. And we've also added a little bit more variety to their diet. They're also getting some lake smelt, some silver sides, which are some smaller sized fish. They're also getting sardines and anchovies as well.
Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't know. And a lot of people think, when people think penguins, they think snow, cold, but you said they're the only warm weather penguins on Earth.
Yeah, so a lot of people get confused because you see penguins, standing on snow and ice in commercials or cartoons, but most species of penguins actually come from warm places. So not only Africa, like this species, but there are also penguins found in South America, the Galapagos Islands, Australia, and New Zealand. So there's a lot of warm weather penguin species that people aren't aware of.
That's great. So when you come out and do educational programs like this, I feel like they're doing a pretty good job here. We have windows people walking by. She's getting a little antsy, and if you need to put her down, feel free to go around the corner. Please feel free to do that. When you do outreach programs like this, what's it like to be able to go into classrooms or to talk to people and be able to say, yeah, I'm handling live animals? Just from your end of things, I'm curious.
It's a great opportunity. Everyone who works at the aquarium works really hard to get there, and they're very passionate about the animals that we spend our time taking care of. So it's a great experience to get to share that information, inspire those future generations to go out and help and share all the awesome information about these animals that they might never get to see in their normal daily lives. So that's why it's such a great opportunity for us to share these penguins and share their story and really educate them about the awesome animals we share our planet with.
And another awesome animal that we share the planet with are the seals. And Mystic does so much with rescue rehabilitation of seals. Yep. And there's another event coming up this weekend, the Seal Splash, that you're working hard raising money for. Tell me a little bit about this.
It's a very busy weekend. So this weekend is also our 4th annual Seal Splash. And it helps to benefit our animal rescue clinic, which not only works with seals in the local area in New England, but also this past fall we helped to rescue a stranded manatee out of Cape Cod.
What?
And we also
remember that. Okay,
and we also work with stranded sea turtles that sometimes strand up here. And the Seal Splash is sort of one of those plunges that you take in the winter. We go in the water at Eastern Point Beach in Groton, Connecticut. And each participant actually tries to get people to sponsor them so they can raise the most funds. So if you guys want to sponsor me or my friend Dale, who's also jumping,
she's back there. Yes,
we're going to post the links to our fundraising pages on there. But it's a great event. If anyone wants to get involved, it's not too late to register and come down and participate yourselves. There is a building there that we can go into to warm up afterwards.
Oh, perfect.
And it's really a great event. And a lot of the members of the animal rescue team are there talking about how it benefits the animals that they work with every day.
Because you do so much work with the seals and have the releases, which is so much fun to see either in person or to be able to watch it somewhere else. You guys have the Twitter, you have Instagram, you have all the cameras available, so to be able to help sponsor that or to be able to help be a part of that, I would think, what an amazing opportunity.
Definitely, and there's hundreds and hundreds and thousands even of man hours that go into rescuing and taking care of each of the animals that we bring in. So seeing those releases or participating really, really brings it home, because to get to see those seals go back in the ocean is really amazing.
All right, well, thank you guys both so much. One more thing. Let's talk a little bit before you leave about their coat, because we have the temperature. You were saying the temperature is good in here, but you're spraying them. And we're talking a little bit about their time in and out of the water. But I know she's getting antsy, so if you need to put her down,
she's okay.
She's okay. She sees the cars going by, so she's a little excited.
She's like, "Get me out of here! Let's hightail it to Foxwoods or something." Talk a little bit about their coat, because you said they don't really need to be in the water unless they're getting food.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that, Eric?
Absolutely. So their coats are covered completely with feathers. So those feathers really help them to stay waterproof when they go in the water. Now, the reason they go in the water, of course, is to catch all the fish that's swimming in there. So a lot of times they might spend several hours out there hunting and fishing in the ocean in South Africa. So they can stay nice and warm and waterproof while they're in the cold water, but they can also stay cool up on land in South Africa because, of course, it can get very hot as well.
That's amazing. And can I pet this?
Absolutely, yeah, you can put him right on the back.
Okay.
You can even scratch him right up here on the back of the head if you'd like. Penguins will preen each other, which is where they'll use their beaks to kind of preen an area that they can't reach themselves. And when you scratch them right there, you're sort of mimicking that. So you might even see him kind of preen the air, just like that. And if you keep scratching, we'll see, sometimes he'll even preen us.
So that's just a natural response, so that's what they do to each other?
Yeah, that kind of shows that you're really hitting that spot that where he would turn around, he would preen another penguin as well.
Do they ever, what's kind of the most fun thing about working with penguins, do you think?
I think it's their individual personalities. You have to sort of learn what each penguin likes in order to work with them and participate in programs with them. So it's sort of, like making friends. Every day you have to go in and kind of maintain the relationships that you have and figure out a way to work on the ones that you want to gain.
Do you each have a favorite?
I think our list of favorites grows more and more as
changes?
we make breakthroughs and build those bonds with them.
Do you have a least favorite? You won't hurt their feelings. They don't know. Or do they know?
I like to think that they do. We build a bond with them, so
Yeah.
we do have to work on, they're very social animals, so we work on building individual relationships.
Do you, we've talked about this before, but how do you name them and why do you name them, the color scheme?
So they all get colored names. They wear it on their bracelets. The reason we use that is when there are 33 of them standing in front of us, it's hard to tell them apart. So they get these bracelets that go right around their wings, and it has a few different beads on it. Not only does it tell us their gender, so it might be light blue for a male or light pink for a female, but those names help us to tell the order in which they entered our colony. So each color represents a number. So blue in this case represents 4 and purple's 5. So blue-purple's the 45th penguin to ever come to Mystic Aquarium.
Oh, bless you.
Blue-red is the 40th. Red is 0.
Oh, okay. So that keeps it simple rather than being like, this is Sarah, this is Tom,
Yeah,
this is,
exactly.
okay, great. Well, thank you so much to the both of you. Thank you to our friends at Mystic Aquarium. If you want more information, we'll have a link up on the Seal Splash. And the South African wine dinner is Saturday, February 18th from 6 to 9. And if wine just doesn't interest you, you guys also have the winter beer dinner the following weekend, February 25th. So you have all kinds of activities coming up and continuously, including for winter vacation week for the kids. So Josh and Eric, thank you both so much for coming on. Blue, red, and blue, purple. Thank you both too. You were both very well behaved.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And before we go, we do have some Valentine's Day gifts for you.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Thank you. I know we saw those. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, these are so adorable.
So we have these to bring
Oh,
you from the penguins.
Thank you so much. Thank you both so much. These are great, including the Mystic. The Mystic Valentine's Day cards. These are so cute. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys coming here, and good luck to you on your fundraising efforts. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. All right, guys.
Say bye.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.